Hello, and welcome back to the Trackmania Competitive Centre, and we have rounds discovery on the Christmas. There we go. I can't get words out. I'm confused. I'm reading things. Christmas Community Project maps. The Advent calendar from last year in Nations Forever. We have got rounds-based discovery, we've got warm-up, and then we'll have 7 rounds across. I can't remember how many maps. I probably should have read everything before we started. And yeah, it will be very fun. Welcome to this. Links in the description to the Discord and everything. 7 maps, there we go. 7 maps, 7 rounds each. And it should be very good fun. The last weekend shorts was very good fun as well. That was a brilliant tournament, brilliant event. Definitely go check out... Oh, that went badly. Definitely go check out Short's video that was made showing off all the records on that one. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic runs on that. Looks beautiful. Short's video's amazing. I love watching the old competitive ones that keep popping up, where it's just, you know, random old competitive tracks that haven't been played in a long time and just top places. Some old names that I've heard of as legends, you know, before I properly joined, when I was, and names that I heard of when I was first playing Trackmania but wasn't actually like part of the community or anything. That was cool. Is this real? Yeah, cool. We're real. We're in warm-up. I'm not sure for how long. Does anybody know what the default button to change who you're watching is? Because I've never remembered it in my life. And I know in Trackmania 2 I just click on people's names in the leaderboard. Here we go. A difficult tech track. I'm going to turn opponents... Okay, apparently my O is for official mode. Okay, I've managed to turn opponents off. Oh dear. Okay, you can click on people in the thing to spectate them. That is good. I may, if I completely just am terrible, I may go spectate, so that we at least have a few rounds of decent gameplay, because tech, I love it. I really do. I can see why everybody just played this for like 15 years and no one cared to bother with anything else, especially when you actually play Dirt in this game. Never understood why people didn't like Dirt, because I didn't know the difference between TM2 and TMNF, and I started on TM2. And then I played TMNF properly and was like, oh, yeah, I get it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this ain't going well. I vaguely remember the track. There's definitely a lot of who actually played these tracks when they were out. But that's not bad. 25th? Do I get to see the points I'm going to get? No. Okay. I haven't played much rounds in this game. I've pretty much only played hunting competitions and yeah, really not a lot online either at all. Rounds are great fun, yeah. I play a lot of rounds in TM2. I play all the Smurf Cups, or a lot of the Smurf Cups, not. Damn it. Smurf Cups in Canyon and Valley. They're great fun. Rounds is brilliant, the way it works. My favourite thing's finalist mode. Absolutely my favourite thing in this game. Like the absolute... You know, Nadeo gets rightfully criticised and laughed at for some of the terrible gameplay things that are in some of their games. But some of their crackpot ideas really work. That really doesn't work. And one of those things is finalist mode. The idea that you can be dead last and still win. Unless somebody's already won, you can still win from dead last. Why? Well, all you've got to do is not lose a single round. Because if you win every round from now until you win, your opponent can't win finalist mode. And I think that's brilliant. It's a good balance between rewarding consistency through the points, but then forcing you to have to actually be the best in that one moment. Elimination kinda does the same thing, but it's a bit more punishing of small mistakes. As reverse cut mode sounds like I'd be good at it. Last place gets the most points. Yeah, it's so good because you have to finish on a high. You have to finish on a win. There's also no safing. That's the other thing. Like, I remember watching a TM2 Cup. One of my earliest memories of watching something TM on Twitch was Frostbuel, and it was just before TM Turbo came out. And I remember there being I can't quite remember how it went, but basically it got to finalist mode and it was like, you have to push. There's no safing to just get this in. There's like, you could have just enough points and you can go safe and come like third and cross the line with the most points. But if you've got finalist mode, then yeah, you've got to win. You've got to eventually win. First cut mode's lowest points win. Once you hit 100, you can't get last or you're eliminated. Ah. That seems pretty fun. Okay, I think I'm not getting the idea of this map. I'm sure most people are aware that I'm not driving this well. I'm getting to the point where I'm not crashing into anything, and that's generally an advantage in rounds. There's just too many people online. It's impossible to see where you're going. The sweet spot I find with Smurf Cups is when there's like 13 people online. You can generally always see someone vaguely the right speed for you, but it's not so cluttered that it's a problem. It definitely does help when the track like kind of has a bunch as well. That does help. It's not good when the first corner scatters everybody. Yeah, I should look into the 8 nearest opponents type of thing. Let's turn opponents on. Hopefully it doesn't bring up a menu item in a second, having gone into official mode. Hey, opponents are back. Look at that. The clump of pro players disappears into the distance. Ow, damn it. Okay, what round is this? I'm trying to drive and look around for the round number on the screen and I can't find it. And I'm bad at maths. Wait, I can look at how many times I've finished. I've finished 5 times. This is round 5 because I finished once in warm-up. Team mode in TM games is amazing, because I was just expecting team cup mode, the old classic, and then they were like, yeah, it's team elimination and you get points based on your position finishing. That's an amazing run. Right, I'm going to hit into spectator for the next round. So I get random people based on whether I press 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 apparently. All the numbers work. Okay. Let's go. Spectating for one round. We're going to try and commentate. We'll see what happens. Who are we on? We're on Hawk. I'm going to start off with Hawk. Can I... How do I get a real camera? Quincy. In the middle of the bunch. Oh, a ram on the outside there for someone. Going wide. Oh, I can turn names on. There we go. When is Heck coming in? Good line there. Rower out in front. Sammy on a good chase. Looks like a bit of a slowdown there for Sammy. Spar's taking up the second place on a bit of a run. Rower seems to have best speed out of that corner. Sammy dropping back. Aber finding some place. Spar just catches that corner. I think Quincy gets a bit of a bobble. Hawk's way off the back. Wasp nowhere near. Hooley's nowhere near. Rower's out in front. Here we go, following Rower. Staying in a good position out the front. Holding it tight to the finish. Very nicely done. Hawk down at the back. Rower, then Aber, then Sammy, then Spar, then Quincy. Fun's in there. Very good round from everybody there. Who's taking the lead overall? Rower currently at the top in the lead overall. Nix is in second place, about 30 points down, so a whole round between Rower and Nix. Hawk then just under 20 points, and it's very close then with Morioka, Aber, Quincy, Fun, all within 20 points of each other. Very, very nice at the minute. Okay, so we have the same people with 1, 2, with the 5. Oh yeah, every number works. Who's 0? Hawk is 0 as well. Let's hold on to Revex. Seems to be somewhere in the middle of the front bunch of the pack. World record's a 59.82. So we're only a second away from the world record. Just over a second away from the world record in rounds. That's mad. Rower getting a good run. Rower's been hit. Rower's out the back. This is a good chance. It looks like Sammy's going to take it up. Nix is in a good position. Hawk playing it well. Keeping up this time. Quincy's still there. Quincy touches on the inside. All of our main players from the top of the overall leaderboard are still here. Sammy looking to make a good impression. Hawk smashes into the side. Rower. Can he make up places? Can he get back into the high points paying positions? Wasp goes 2 inside, catches the inside Rower on a decent run. Revex slightly behind, hits the wall and gets overtaken by a cluster of people right behind. How does that do for the live rankings overall? Seems like Rower's going to continue to be at the front. Aber got in the front. Where did Nix end up coming? Nix ended up coming second. So does make things a bit closer here. Rower finishing. Oh, that's the overall. How do I get the lives? Oh no. Oh dear, I've pressed the wrong button. Oh, that was the last round. It's okay. We're all good. Yeah, I'm enjoying commentating this way more than I am playing it, so I'm probably going to play one round, commentate the rest. So we'll play one just to make sure I'm in there. If it's absolute nightmare, me playing it, I will just go commentary, because there might be tracks that I just can't do. 58.17 the world record on this, a dirt map. My favourite Oh, can I join? I forgot to press spectate before. I'm like, nah. Oh well. We'll spectate the warm-up and see if we can work out where we're going. We are on with Hawk. Morioka playing TM games. This map is CCP number 7 by Nair. Oh, so are these modded tracks then, rather than the originals, so that the Deddy rankings work out? And also, is there any way for me to do the camera? I genuinely have no idea what buttons are. Turn the hood off. Ah, modded for rounds. Ooh, that's going to be a tough, risky finish. Yeah, especially even in that Quincy line looked good. Tricky sections altered and mods removed. Ah, oh, of course, yeah. Oh no, tabs that, of course. No idea how to change cameras. Yeah. Am I going to be playing? That's the question. I am going to be playing. Okay, we're playing one round. We are in to play one round. Oh, of course, the signs, yeah. Swapping the signs out, swapping the texture mod out. Okay. Oh dear, I've still got people's names on. Chaos! Absolute chaos. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. How long have we got on the end of round timer? I might need a lot of it. Might be needing all of it. I saw TM games has got 60 minutes on the end of round timer. You have to remember to not just spin round in circles until the timer runs out thinking it's 60 seconds. Because that is definitely something I'd do. If I know I'm not making it to the finish before the end of round timer runs out, I'll just do donuts. If I've just absolutely had a mare, which, you know, not an uncommon occurrence for myself. There we go. Let's just pop ourselves into spectator. It's going to be easier. Who have we got? We've got Hooli. Okay, we've only got Hooli who's still in the rounds that I have on my buttons. Ollie's definitely played it. Here we are then. We're on Spa, who is, I think, in the top. Yeah, in 9th place currently. Overall, going into this. Starts off well. APS is up in front. Nick's following through. Row is still in the mix. We're going to try and fall back a little bit. We're on to Revok. Look at that mob of players. It's incredible to see so many people playing these sort of rounds modes as well in the older games. You know, this is how many people are going through, what, 7 rounds into a cup of the day? I think that brings you down to about the top 30. Hawk with a decent flow through here. Ollie's absolutely bombing ahead. Definitely played it. Anyone want to pop up TMX and see if there's a time on the leaderboards? Very nice time there. Ollie in first. Hawk in second. Aberpool's in third. Loads of people coming in. Rower comes in 4th, keeping up some good points. Nix places 6th. Aber taking more points here. We'll see who completely drops off out of this sort of top 7 that we can see in the live rankings, or the top... Oh, we got top 16 on the tab. So I should have really remembered who was there. We'll see who drops out, because it could be that there's a load of people who were really good at tech, so good on the last one, and now drop down because of dirt, and some people who were just outside of that top section that we were noticing and now really good on dirt bring themselves up possibly. But of course you're going to have to be good at every single one of the disciplines in Trackmania to be able to do this. Johnny Boy right off the side takes a bad line at the start. We are on board with Rower, who hasn't got the greatest start, but we saw him have a decent end towards the back end. I can't see Ollie in the mix here. Ollie just up towards the front. Rower hits a wall, has to respawn. Hooley just about makes it over there. We need to find someone who's in the pack. Hawk is in the pack. Ollie has now taken the lead. Wasp up front. Aboff falls back a little bit. Overturn, I think, on one of those corners. Hawk goes a little bit wide. Could have more speed for this next section, which could be good. It's a good long straight section. Now flowing around this corner. Taking it super tight on the inside, so that you scrub off enough speed to make the next corner. Nice drop down there from Quincy. Keeps it on the inside. Loses a bit of speed. Spar's coming up faster on the outside. MX has slowed somewhere. Spar crossing the line. We have Ollie in first. Kenzia in second. Hawk in third. Fun in fourth. Rowie fifth. Abba sixth. Nix is still up there. Abba's now moved into second place overall. Hawk is bringing up a little bit. Ramp cut jump downwards towards the end. Ooh. Johnny Boy, come on! Yes, he makes it into the finish very nicely. Ramp cut jump. That's going to be interesting to see if anyone goes for it. He blames landing bugs, but I've got to be honest, we did see him hit a wall at the start. Okay, we are on board with Quincy. A very good word of the week, and I can't think of the other tournaments, but definitely word of the week in Trackmania United. Pulling out front here with Ollie and Spar at the front. Hawk. Oh, Quincy goes wide. We're going on board with Hawk. Still at the front. Spar takes the inside line, gets less speed. Hawk's had an absolutely amazing run out of that corner. What a run here from Hawk. Let's try and find someone further back in the pack. Rower is here. Hawk's still on that run. Ollie's catching up. Very nice inside from Ollie. Rower gets that pretty well. Spar's right on the inside. It seems to have paid off. He's got through there. No slower than anybody else. Good drop down on the outside. Everybody trying to keep it speedy through the inside. Looks like Hawk's going to take it this time. Ollie in second. Rower in third. Really increasing the lead here, because Hawk's quite a way off. And Ollie, I'm not sure, is still in 10th. So not really in the right position to be taking advantage of this overall. What time did we have? A 58.64 from Hawk. What was the world record you said it was? A 58.17, so half a second away, less than half a second away from world record. Very, very impressive there. Here we go into round 7, I think. Round 6 or round 5. One of them. We're on board with Rower. Seems to be holding well in the middle of the pack for quite a while in this, then comes up towards the end, but seems to have a better start than we normally see Rower having, so that could bode well. Ollie's out in front. Hawk came 10th in the first event. Very nice. Rower a little bit wide, but I don't think he actually got a full hit on the wall and slowed down there. So doing alright. Ollie pulling away here. Rower goes straight into the wall. Hawk's fallen off. No, Hawk's actually out front. Hawk's out front and got the bits of the track mixed up. Abba in a decent position here. Hawk has overtaken Abba in the overall here. Nick's sitting in second. The overall is getting quite tight. Rower's held on well. Pulled ahead on the last map very nicely, and then is kind of holding their own here, but going to lose a lot of points. Where was Hawk on Rower on my buttons? Rower's coming in 15th, only getting 8 points, so that's going to do something to the overall, but Nix comes 10th, so it's not going to be the greatest points haul in that position, but Hawk definitely making a run for it on this round. pulling themselves up. Where else have we got? We had Sammy previously in a good position, still getting decent finish positions. Johnny Boy's not going to get into the finish from here. Unfortunate. When is Heck? Heck is currently right now, and you're missing it. When is Heck? Just saying. Same time as this tournament. Actually, they'll be just about finishing. We're about 20 minutes into this tournament, so they'll be just about finishing. But that's fine. Weekly Canyon Endurance event. This one's not weekly, so we play this one. Won't go for the risky ever. The thing on the risky with this is it's quite interesting. I don't think you'll have the speed to make the safe finish clean if you don't have the speed to make the risky finish. It looks about the same speed needed. Of course, the safe is still possible to do because you're not jumping over the fence. But looks like about the same. Hawk holding steady in the middle. No, Hawk pulling away. Rower holding steady in the middle of the pack. Ollie coming up around the outside. Beautiful push through here. I need to find someone in the back of the pack. There's Quincy, beautifully placed here. Loses quite a bit of speed. Who's going up towards the finish? Hawk in first, Ollie in second, Rower in third. Keeping his points very close there to Hawk. Only losing 6 points on this one. 266 for Rower. Hawk with 235. Johnny Boy very comfortably making it into the finish this time, so that's great to see. How many people have we still got? We have got 32 people technically played Arian, I think, in spectator mode. The organizer, I believe, of this. Here we go. Round number 7, the final round on this map. The second map. Nix goes out the front early. Very good start from Nix. Rower's holding back a little bit. Quincy's fallen right off the back. Revek still here at the back of the pack. It is completely random who you've got on your buttons. I should probably start using more than the first 4, really. But in the first 4, we've got Hawk and Rower and Quincy. So pretty good for having people always around. Spart jumping over the moon, apparently, as we jump onto them. Takes it nice on the inside. Just goes too wide on the outside. Bit of an overturn. We'll get on with TJ, who's following everyone into the finish with a nice position. When his Heck loses a bit of speed over that bump. Ollie in first. Hawk in second. Rower going to be taking fourth. Nix in third. Fun in fifth. Who else have we got that's in that top? Morioko gets ninth, holding on to that position, but fifth getting away. The overall points now, they're starting to stretch out at certain points, but like if you look at the top, we've got very tight now at the top. Rower and Hawk, less than 1 win between them. I call a whole win, kind of. It's only a round. What a time. 58.41, is that world record? No, world record was 58.17, but that is a hell of a time. 314 at the top. Oh, points gone. There we go. 314 at the top, 20 points separating first and second. Third separated by 30 points. 20 points to fourth, and then it's a big drop off to fifth and sixth. But there's a lot of fights going on between different people. Can I unspectate before we get into this, or am I done for? Off with spectator. No. On with spectator. It'll be fine. Dirt again. We are on CCP number 3. We got 9th in Spa. Tuxetco. TJ will be our follow. Seems to be doing alright. But not taking we could, like, you know, we can see everything. So TJ will be our follow to begin with for this discovery run. A little bit of a wobble, but that's fine. We know what's going on. This map does look like, yeah, I mean, transitions are going to be rough. Ooh, that's not going to be good from a respawn, but should be fine. Yeah, you got to know. You've got to know to know. sometimes with respawns like that. But it looks good. This will be really interesting to see who knows what, or who learns very quickly. You know, that's the title of this. It's Rounds Discovery. So who learns quickly is going to be very important to this, for sure. Now, get in. So Roa still leading. Hawk's managed to make a difference. Who's going to be able to do the dirt transitions and know the map first? From what Owly said, Ollie should be good on this map and should probably have played it. TJ, absolute massive hit. Roa, we're on board with now. Sammy hits the wall. Roa gets a beautiful run through Ollie with absolutely massive speed. Must have worked that out or played it before. But Roa gets more speed out of the next corner. Danny coming up on the inside, taps a wall. Roa's overturned it, but it's alright. It's a slower section. Nice down ramp from Ollie. Look at the speedy gains. Only one jumping that. And only 2 players managed to get a clean run over the top of there. We need to get on board with someone like Ollie. Have I got anyone at the front? No, damn it. Hawk is over the line. Who have we got? We've got Ollie taking the win, Morioka in second, Hawk in third, Roa in fourth, Danny now in fifth. That's going to shake up the top section a little bit. Not hugely, actually. But Danny, where is Danny here? So, what's happened to Danny? Did they join late or not there on the tech track? Because bringing it up now, 165 points, and looked very strong in that, taking a 5th place. I can see where you might have a problem with the gears there, yeah. I completely don't understand gears in this game. I think I need to turn the Twinkie mod gear indicator on and play more. I've been playing mostly since I got really into trying in Trackmania. I've been mostly playing gearless cars from Trackmania original. Ollie's got an absolute flyer out of the start. Look at the lead. Roa's trying to chase it down. Hawk putting in a good run. Wasps just tapped the side of that, Nick, sorry. Just tapped the side of that. We'll fall back to Quincy, who's managed to make the jump. Ollie's made the jump. Hawk only just on the second one. About 5 of them have managed to make the jump. Roa's in the behind. Roa with a massive... Oh, what has Danny managed to pull out there? Flying past Hawk in the final section and manages to pull out a 2nd place by 0.03. How on earth do you manage to pull that out? I didn't see him in the rest of it when we were looking at the main bunch of the group. Had an absolute flyer, he must have, into the finish. Because Hawk wasn't going slow. There was no major slowdown from Hawk. So absolute run there. This is Slay Time by a Louse, this track. The world record, 45.63 by Cyanide. Thank you very much for these, Terra. I've got no idea. I really wish I'd played these tracks now. I might go through them in my bit of spare time. Round number 3 now then, on this. Hoolie's going out on the outside with the safe route. It looks a bit faster, but then it slows down because you don't get the down ramp. Probably for the best if you don't have enough speed. Roa falling back, which is going to be interesting. Hawk has overtaken Roa now with a bad run last time from Roa. Hawk is now in the lead of the overall by 3 points. Roa catching just there, not going to be able to make it up. Hawk's managed to make it up. Spar out the front. Danny coming in second. Will Danny get the down ramp that he did last time? Danny comes in second. No snipe this time. Spar takes the win. Hawk third. Roe fourth. Heck fifth. Roa is in sixth, so still doing quite well. And there's a good jump, and Ollie is now up into third place with Nick's dropping down further. Abba's still there, Morioka's still there, Fun's still there in our overall. Quincy's pulling it back up a little bit, having some consistency, helping Quincy here. Been good on all styles so far. There is an element to this that feels like it should be dirt. Just the amount of time you're driving on dirt, that this should be favouring the dirt racers, the good dirt racers. But that end feels so important to be good at. And some of the sections like this just coming up here, this transitional section, being able to get more speed in this, it's not a dirt skill, it's a transitional skill. So it feels, yeah, just, you know, if you just looked at the map and you sort of first run through, you'd go, oh, this is a dirt player's map. But then, yeah, it's incredible to me how fast people pick up these maps. Ooh, Danny's just had a massive crash. Morioka out in front. Hawk's up with us. We're back down the field. Rower not having the greatest run. Quincy's a little bit out of it. Over the line, Hawk takes second place, tied with Morioka on the seconds, but Morioka pulls ahead. Danny takes third. Ollie in fourth. TJ in fifth. Rowie completely out of it, getting no points here, so Hawk pulls even further ahead. Where did Rower even come in the end? Rower outside of the top 16? I don't see Rower in those side round score rankings. Entry speed into the engine off is important. Yes. Yes, very. Because you then go into quite a tricky section. And it's a lot. It feels really short, but it's actually seems to be quite a long time. And dirt turns with engine off are hard. They are really, really hard. There's definitely been some gold medals in the Star Trek 2 campaign that was really hard to do because of engine off dirt corners. And I just had to put up and learn them to be able to even get gold. Comment on this map. Very fun map. Next comment is what a bitch ass map. Nice. The duality of people who've figured out the map. It's that sort of map that if you play it for 10 minutes, you know, because people were playing these in whatever time they had on the day that they came out. So if you get it in that 10-15 minutes that you're playing it, it could be a great map. If you don't, then you're going to be having rounds like Rower is right now. Rower's clearly not quite grasped something about this map. There's something here that Rower hasn't managed to grasp, and he's sliding slowly down the leaderboard. Holding out from that amazing first round that they had. We have nobody else to spectate in my numbers. But Hawk is pulling ahead with a healthy, nearly 60-point lead now. Rower very close to being overtaken by Ollie Keogh. Nix is still holding strong in fourth, not far behind Ollie. Aber in fifth, Morioka in sixth, making moves. Danny is absolutely flying up the leaderboard right now in seventh, coming up from, I think, 12th when we started this map. Rower not happy about the dirt. Did well on the last dirt track, so I was wondering why there was silence. I didn't realize. I forgot we were on the Rower. Dirt needs to stop, and he whatever it was, he's figured it out. He's out in front. He's going to take the win on this, unless there's a Danny snipe. There is not. Rower takes the win by a massive chunk over Ollie. Kenzia in third, Hawk in fourth, Nix in fifth. Hawk managing to do damage limitation there for sure. Well, he's in the same sort of position that they would normally be in, actually, Hawk there. So not really much changing for Hawk, fourth place, but staying up there. Rower absolutely massive to come back and take that. Really keeps Olioko out of it, because Olioko would have overtaken Rower in pretty much any other position. In the positions Rower's been coming nearly outside the top 15 most rounds on this one. Here we go again. We're on board with Quincy. Up the outside. People falling off every single corner. Those uphill corners are very, very difficult to do. They're one of the first things I learned playing TM2. It was full speed and it was dirt maps. And it's hard. But Quincy's had a good run at this. Good speed through the dirt. Catches there. That's an interesting one. I was playing... Oh, Hawk's had a mare. Rower out. But Rower's had a mare. Where's anyone that's at the front? Spar crosses the line in third. Roa is way down. Ollie Keo, not Ollie Oko. Dyslexia is a problem when people have strange fonts in their names. If I mispronounce your name, please tell me, and I will try better. But sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing. I have dyslexia and being British to fight against. Hawk is currently in the lead by a good chunk over Ollie Keo. Roa in third now, losing a lot of places due to some unlucky sections. I think not having a great run through the engine off section, you're then not going to be able to get the correct gear to get up that section, up the jumps cleanly. And if you don't make the first jump clean, you're not making the second jump clean. If you don't make the second jump clean, you're probably going to struggle to really get a smooth run all the way to the finish. So it's a long section of needing to get everything together, coming all the way from that first engine off. Warm up now. We'll see if Roa can pick it up. This one is CCP 22. Looks like, I was going to say full speed right at the start, but RPG kind of? It's RPG-esque driving, but not RPG in terms of you actually need to do route finding. You do need to do route finding here, though. We're going to just stay on board with Roa, because then we actually get a full run through. Ooh, that's rough. 22 by Klaus Esterol. Oh, Klaus Esterol. Clausestrol. Okay. If you're afraid of getting stuck in Santa's workshop, then you've got claustrophobia. By Danny 2002. Ooh, we've got Matplaw. We like that. Santa has an unhealthy diet. He's been eating too many cookies. You are an elf that needs to deliver an apple to Santa. Oh, cholesterol. Ah, there we go. That's a good one. There's no way I remember that in 11 months, but that'll be an absolute banger if I remember it next Christmas dinner with the family. Getting glares from my sister and just doing it to entertain me, my dad and my uncle. While nobody else wants the bad jokes. We're perfectly happily satisfied by those terrible cracker jokes. We'll stay on Roa, who hopefully will have a better run at this one than they had in the Discovery, in the warm-up round. Who bonked there? Not sure. Roa's not managed to make a good run of it. Spar's still up at the front. We've got Danny running it out the front. Morioka not quite making it. Ollie just on the inside. Morioka goes wide. Spar possibly trying to take a shortcut there. Abba's in a decent position. Hooley's up there. Roa down at the back. Hawk is here, not in a great position. So a lot of our top players that we've been following for a while have fallen off the wagon a little bit here. I'm struggling to figure out how to press anyone because there are a lot of people that I think I've lost buttons to be able to press. Try to pronounce to do. Wow, only 7 people have finished. We're still waiting for people to... Are there only going to be 7 or 8, 9 finishers, 10 finishers maybe? And we're out of time on the round. 9 finishers that round. Wow. That's going to shake up the scores greatly. And this is going to be terrible because I have lost half of the buttons that changed to people. And I'm not quite sure what's gone on here with spectating. 18-year-old game. We'll follow Roa for as long as we can, I guess, then. We seem to be on them. Hopefully don't clip here. Getting through, still just in contact with the front pack. We've seen this lose people a lot of speed And especially this next corner. A lot of people can fall off here. Rower goes a little bit wide, but seems to be okay. Manages to recover very well to make it onto that next ramp. Good tap there with the front wheel, just keeping it in play. We've got Hawk falling behind Hooley. Spa is off the back. Where's Rower? Rower's on 3 rather than 4 now. That's confusing. Danny takes the win. Nick's in second. Morioka in third. Rower in 4th. Emix in 5th. We are getting more finishers this time, I think. I'm Googling how to change spectator in TMNF. Oh, can I click on the... No. Tab and click brings up their menu items. Like that. Tab and right click. Oh, we can tab and right click. There we go. Olioko with a terrible start. We're going over to Quincy. Seems to be out of it. We're going over to Rowie, who's up at the front here. Having a good run so far. Danny's out front. Let's find Danny. Where have you gone? There you are. Danny's out front. ABBA at the back of this pack. Possibly. There we go. We're following ABBA and Danny through the curves. They make a good ramp down here. Danny's making an absolute killing of this. Must have played it before. Either that or that's an exceptional fast learn. Picking that up. ABBA's smashed into the wall. Going on board with Wasp, who's quite far behind at the minute. Danny's the mapper. That makes sense. No, fair enough. That makes sense. I didn't read the Danny message properly. Where are we in overall? Is Rower finished? Rower has finished in 6th. Danny's making a move up for sure. Did Danny miss the first round or was just out of it on tech? There are so many good tech players, of course, that it would be something. But Hawk currently in the lead. Rower still in second. Ollie Keogh has fallen back a little bit after the dirt rounds. Wasp is up there. Danny making an absolute move for it. I would expect Danny to move up a couple of places. Won't be able to take the overall top place at the minute. But we'll see how we go. Hawk right now making a move. Hooley has fallen off. Everybody doing all right. Fun's made a bit of a mistake there. Everybody seems to have got through here. Hawk goes upside down, manages to get underneath. Let's go on board with Rower, who's fallen way back. Wasp is up at the front following Danny. Making a good move. Danny's had a slowdown. Hawk's going well. ABBA comes through with an incredible amount of speed. Morioka's up. Let's hop over to Morioka, who has a good position to watch this battle going on for the top 3. Danny out in front, making less mistakes than anyone. Morioka gets a great last corner with Nix in 3rd, ABBA in 4th, Rowie in 5th, TJ 6th. Hawk comes in 2nd. Yeah, I'm really bad at reading people's team names as their actual names. It'll happen a lot. Expect poor pronunciation, bad reading of who's in where, forgetting where we are in the map. Here we go for round 5, I think, on this. It should be. Following Morioka at the start. Rower's got a good start. Rower with a very good start here. Morioka making up some good time. Spa in 4th. Danny's coming up now. Danny seems to have a slower start than most of the rest, but that seems to be the most readable position in the map. Morioka with a terrible slowdown. Danny's got a lot of speed going through there. We're going to get on board with Danny and have a look at the lines that they're taking. Beautiful drop down, keeps so much more speed than I think we see most people taking. Nice drift there, taking it all the way to the edge. Really nice. Olioko is dropped way off the back. Hawk, that's basically the start of the map where Hawk's getting stuck. Olikio's not far ahead. MX, Olikio retiring there. Not believing in getting to the finish in another 15 seconds. Let's see if we can swap to anyone. Rowie, not in a great position. MX is going for the finish. Just about makes it. I think MX managed to make the finish in 12th place. So many people not making the finish on this one. That it's really going to shake up the scores in the overall in a lot of places with people not being able to make the finish. Let's follow on with MX round this start. Get on board with Rower now. Hawks managed to make a good jump. Hopefully doesn't get stuck on this section again. Rower a little bit wide. Up in front. One of the Wasp players has done decently. It's probably Nyx. It is indeed, but gets a bad bounce on the bottom side. Rower, terrible landing. Danny's up here with Abba. Morioka, where are you? Just a little bit behind. I can see Olioko in a decent position. Holding on to the improvement in position since the dirt section of this. And Hawks managed to cross the line in 4th. Danny takes the win. Abba in 2nd. Rowie in 3rd. TJ in 5th, sorry. Hawk 4th. TJ 5th. Fun 6th. 7th is Nyx. Morioka 8th. Merved. Then Kenzia, Olioko, Rower, MX, Ruffy, Heck. More players getting finished. More players getting finished now we've had 5 rounds. But it's not looking great for some of the players that aren't finishing. There's going to be a big gap, I think, between players that were able to finish. Yeah, the drop-off that we see with points getting lower and lower is just exasperated by how many people weren't able to finish that were only getting lower points in previous rounds. I definitely would have been one of the people not finishing, so spectating probably for the best for me. Much more entertaining video, and I really love spectating commentary. Hawk gets a little bit of a wobble around that corner. Let's get on board with Morioka, who seems to be at the back of the leading pack. Everybody's fallen off. Abba's gone. Rower's losing speed. Morioka pulls out in front. Let's get on board with Nyx, who's way behind. Where's Danny? Danny's managed to have a crash. Rowie is up with Morioka right now, so that's not too bad. Rowie overtakes Morioka in the final corner, goes across the line, takes the win. Morioka in 2nd. A big gap to 3rd right now. Who's going to come into 3rd? It's Taketsu, who we haven't seen around. Where is Taketsu in the overall? Absolutely nowhere. TJ in 4th, Fun in 5th, Rower in 6th, protecting sort of that top position. Hawk in 8th. It's going to be good battle now. At the minute, Hawk and Rower have had some terrible runs on this map, but it's been staying pretty close. Yeah, one RPG map. I like this as an RPG map. It feels good. It's the driving of an RPG map without quite having as bad of a learning curve as other ones. CCP 25 Snowstorm by Johnny Boy, who is playing. So Johnny Demon there, I'm pretty sure he's Johnny Boy. It's how Johnny puts their name. Yeah, LMAO, it's going to be his map. Shakal and Point Cena, who I'm not going to even try and pronounce properly. Apologies. This is FS, right? Or pretty close to? Or you said next map is Tech? Speed Tech. 40.44 by Cyanide. How close is this to the original then? Because last time it didn't matter what the world record was because the track was like massively altered. This one's the same. Cool. So we can expect times around the 40-ish, 41 second time. Pretty good. Following Hawk through here. Classic Speed Tech track, classic Johnny track. Grass wiggles towards the end if you can pull them off. We'll see who goes for it and who loses time by doing it. Definitely something that I've seen before. You watch any Cup of the Day with a big long straight grass section, someone will do a speed wiggle and lose a load of time and lose like 5 places. Always happens.
Awesome.
Thanks for the follow. Nice flip from Sneck, which might be Quincy. Or same profile picture. I'll take my controller out of my lap. It's just about to fall off. Here we go. Can Johnny Boy pull some positions out by it being his map? We are on board with Hawk, who seemed to have a decent discovery. Not the best position. Hex up the front this time, making much more points. Quincy getting a good run. Nick's there. Hawk's still up. Rower should be happy with this. No dirt. Rower making a good move. Oops, that's the wrong button. Hawk has made a little bit of a mistake, lost quite a bit of speed. Spars towards the back of the front leading group. ABBA pushing it out front with Nick's in second. Rower's there or thereabouts. TJ in there, Fun in there. ABBA making some absolute moves. Looks like ABBA's even faster as well. The speed wiggles for some losing places and some keeping it good on the blue section and just driving a straight line. It's, yeah, like I said, people are going to try and do the wiggles, not go any faster. You chose this one for some variety and style. Yeah. This, when I saw the announcement to this, I thought it's a really cool idea to have kind of one of every style of map that you can realistically get away with in rounds. Obviously, we're not going to have a 45-minute trial map or anything, but or khaki or something like that. But it is cool to have this variety. You won't want different things. Yeah, I did a tournament yesterday with 3 tracks in Xenotic, and I picked a 5-second track, a 15-second track, and a 30-second, and they were all just regular. One was a techie track, one was a speed track, one was a pretty straight line track, different to Trackmania kind of things. But yeah, you want some variety. Couldn't find an FS one, and yeah, that was the thing with all of the CCP tracks. For the full speed, they're all that super hard full speed where you're like, I've finished this. I'm really happy with that. The sort where a player like me looks at it and goes, I can't possibly finish that, watches the GPS and goes, why are the times so different? There's one line through all of this and I just can't see how to improve it. So yeah, there weren't any beginner full speed tracks, just the transitional ones. They do look so cool when people get them right though. Yeah, 2 more maps after this one. We're on E, also known as 5. On board with Spar to start this off, who had a good run on the last one. Live rankings would be nice if they went to normal. We have Hawk at the top. Come on, close. Thank you. Hawk at the top at the minute. Oh, who's gone off the side? 2 players there, ABBA and somebody else. Fun's out front. Let's try and get on board with Fun here. Out front, we have Sneck in second place, who's not even on the leaderboard. Olioko's right down at the back. Morioka's down. Rower is in a decent position, coming up, overtaking Quincy. Fun takes the win on that one. Hawk in second, Rowie in third. Nick's in fourth, Sneck in fifth, Merved sixth, TJ, Rower, Quincy, Spar, Taketsu, Hooli, Heck, Olikio, MX, Danny in 16th with some points. The live rankings overall, Hawk is in the lead. 30 points from Nix. Rower in third now, 10 points behind, so it's still pretty close at the top. All of that could change. There's definitely nobody running away with this. Hawk's been good on every track. Nix had a bad start, but had a really good last map. You reckon 40 this round? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Someone like Fun, Hawk, Rowie, one of those is going to hit the 40 here. Absolutely. Rower here, having a decent round, but needs to pick it up and get at the front, especially if Hawk's going to be putting in good results. But where is Hawk? Speaking of, Morioka's coming up the back. Rowie out front here. Danny with great speed, but loses a lot on the grass. It looks like the grass wiggles aren't the strategy. Everybody who's going for the grass wiggles not able to make it count. Hawk and Wasp still together. Oh wait, the points haven't updated yet. Never mind, I'm really stupid. Wasp goes down, Rower up a place into second. We had no 40.x, we had a 41.02, so it's not quite, but yeah. There were quite a few great players at the start that were right up at the front that crashed out. So if they'd have continued their runs all the way to the finish on that pace. Rower hits a wall. We'll jump away to Hawk, who's middle of this pack. Sneck's in a good position. This corner threw a lot of people off, but few people just going wide, losing a bit of speed here. The pack is good on this one. We can follow. Hawk hits a wall. Let's get on board with Ollie Keogh, who's behind Hawk apparently. Nix is in a good position. Kenya in first place. Spar second. Spar going to take in the second place. Rowie in third. Nobody else appears to have finished. There we go. Nix in fourth. Morioka, Snecked, Fun, Quincy, MX, Heck, Hooli, Taketsu, Ruffy, Hawk in 14th place. Ollie Keogh down there as well in 15th. And then Danny in 16th. So that's shaking up the outside the top 5 kind of places here. With Danny and Fun making better places in this round. We're straight into the next round very quickly apparently. On board with Nix right now, who's had a couple of slightly off rounds and a couple of good rounds on this map so far. Starting just towards the back of the pack. Heck goes off the side. TJ goes wide but carries much more speed. Hooli's right on the inside and crashes on the inside. TJ's tapped that back wall. Morioka's had a good run out of this. Loses a bit of speed on the landing. Abba's crashed into the wall. Fun out the front. Hawk is up there, I believe. Quincy in a decent... Oh, sorry. Sneck with the same thing as Quincy in a decent position. Spar takes the win. Rowie in second. Fun in third. Merved fourth. Hawk, Snecked, Morioka, Nix, Taketsu, Danny, MX, TJ, Abba, Ollie Keogh, sorry. Quincy, Rower. The overall's getting tight. Hawk is up there, but Rower is down at the bottom in 6th. 20 points or so between them. 80 on map 18, so cooked, only Dark has it. Wow. Unfinished 18 needs to happen. Well, Dark's got it, so it isn't unfinished, is it? How's Johnny been doing on this then? If it's exactly the same map. Should have been making up some places here. Stay on Wasp through this section then. Kenza's up front. Rower's making a good move here. Needs to not have a crash to solidify this position. Has dropped down to 4th with Morioka having good positions across this entire map. Abba out the front. Last time crashed this next corner going out of the grass section. Hawk got a good position. Rowie is there. Rower seems to be falling behind a little bit more now. It's going to be Abba from Danny falling back. Abba takes the lead. Spar in second, Rowie in third, Danny in fourth. Then Nix, Hawk, Morioka. Where is Rower? Rower's down in 11th. Fun is not on that side leaderboard. Fun losing a lot of points here. How are we for the overall after that section then? We have Hawk in the lead, followed by Nix. 30 points behind, just under. Then Morioka, Rower is there in 4th, losing a few positions there for not being able to keep right up at the top again. But not having the worst run, so still in there, still in the fight. It's really close between a lot of players as we go into this 6th map now. CCP number 4, Conifer by Terra. Remember to drink. Next Ogre's logged on. Oh no, left. Never mind. Kenzie's Rage Quit. Not sure where they were in the live rank, in the overall rankings, but let's have a look at this map. What have we got? Wasp has gone completely wrong. Oops. Where's Hawk? This is a dirt. What are we calling this for style? Is this just dirt? Technical dirt. I see a lot of sort of backwards placed checkpoint type things. This is just dirt. Cool. I'm really bad at reading the sub-genres of things. Especially for how bad I am at driving things like speed tech. I can very easily mistake tech for speed tech. And speed tech for tech because of just how bad I can be. It's like, yeah, if you just full speed the corner, it makes sense that it's dirt. That it's speed tech. If you drift that corner, it's just tech. Transitional dirt. Yeah. Also, current map 3 on 2020 weekly shorts. That's just NASCAR to me. Just that, yeah. In that classic, I'm not very good at it. Transitional dirt definitely does make sense, though. I like the bit around the pool. I don't think anyone who crashes into the pool is going to. Ending extend by a second or so. 80 will be a good time in rounds. Okay. So it's slightly longer for the rounds? Or slightly shorter? Surgical precision dirt. Yes. Yes, it is very precise. It's difficult to call it precision dirt. That is it's a great wording, but precision kind of means that one style where you have to go super close to a wall or that's it. Not friendly for rounds kind of thing. But you very much, if you lose speed, you're going to be gone for a while. Hard to be objective on your own map. Very true. Left is Faster is an absolute masterpiece of a map, and I will have no bad words against it. It's so bad. It's so bad. Can I port a thing from a different game that has a rocket launcher into Trackmania? Wow. Nice lines here from Ollie Keogh. Back on top with the dirt. Rower won't be happy. The dirt needs to stop. Yeah, this is, competitive dirt, this. Ollie Keogh up at the top. Quincy in second place, pretty close behind. Spa taking third, then Morioka. Rower holding a good place. Hawk down in 16th we look at, taking a look for the overall. We should be looking where Morioka in 4th, so that's good place for Morioka, and it's going to be difficult for Rower to overtake and get back up onto that podium if Morioka is going to have good runs on the dirt. Nix is down a few places, so Morioka and Rower catching up there. Be more likely that Rower still overtakes Morioka though. Hawk looking very strong still. Loses a few points, but it's still in the bag for Hawk. So we're going to start off following Hawk, see how this round goes. Our current overall leader, 670 points, with Nix with 652 in second and Morioka in third, 637. High scoring. Rower up at the front, Rower, Hawk, Ollie Keogh. Hawk has a bit of a difficult line, but doesn't crash, so that's okay. A few people crashing in that wall section, instantly respawning. Definitely some well-versed rounds players here, knowing that you just have to bang respawn as soon as you realise you're going to crash. Otherwise you're going to lose so much more. Final map full tech. Could be good for Rower. Hawk was good on that first tech map though. So we'll see. Spar's out in the lead here. Quincy having a good line around the outside. Ollie Keogh low speed through there, but seems to be catching up now. Abba's racing well. Spar takes it from Abba. Ollie Keogh in third, then Hawk, Quincy, Rower, Nix down there. Merved. Where is Morioka? Morioka down in 15th, so Rower should be catching up a decent chunk here. Might overtake. Quick Maths says no, 10 points. No, Rower will overtake. Rower will put up into third place. Good run from Rower there. Johnny Boy not managing to make it to the finish, unfortunately. It's a tight final time, but you've got to make it tight, otherwise these sort of tournaments will go for a very long time. We've already been going for over an hour, I've only just realised. So definitely make sure you've got yourself a drink. If you're watching this YouTube video, then pause it and all that. Drink, stand up, all of that sort of stuff. One of the FNX guys just gone into the wall. Fun out in front. Morioka's had a bad wobble through that section. Hawk's got a decent run. Overtaking everybody. Ollie Keogh has a beautiful set of corners there and takes up the first place. Rowie making moves but drops back. Too much speed coming through. I see the nose of Rower just about to come into this section. Let's get ourselves onto Rower. Looks like in the mix. Beautiful run through from Rower. Rower taking the lead. Hawk and Rower battling so close together. What has happened to Nix? Nix is a little bit far down, but definitely still in this fight. Won't be losing points at the minute. Hawk at the front. Nix hits the wall. Hawk's out the front. Rower at the back of that pack. Hawk from Morioka, from Ollie Keogh. Rower in fourth. Then Fun, Snecht, Abba, Heck, Nix comes in ninth. Good damage control there for sure. Ruffy, Merved, Snocker. Quincy, Taketsu. Apologies for the yawning, that's common. Plenty of new people that don't know I just yawn all the time. Thank you everybody who is here that's new, if you've not seen this before. This is an incredibly cool event. I love rounds. I love commentating. I definitely agree with Rob Warner when he said it is just the best job in the world. Good run at the start from Rower. Over that, Danny's out on the outside. Rower's had an absolute magical run through the centre, falling out to the front. Can we see anyone who's at the back of this group? Danny's done all right to recover from that. Looked like they went into the wall there. Morioka's having a flyer, has to battle ahead to try and overtake Rower. If this last map is tech, then Morioka could be struggling. Ollie Keogh is down in the overall rankings right now. Had amazing runs on the dirt maps. Quincy hits the checkpoint. Rowie's in a good position to get onto Rower and see where everything's going on. Can't see anything in this final turn. Morioka takes the win, followed by Rower. Rowie in third, then Nix, Spar, Danny, Abba, Heck, Emix, Ollie Keogh, Quincy, Hawk, Fun, Shocker, Snocker, Merved, Snecht. Very nice time at the top there, 55.88. It's a really good chunk of time ahead of second place. It's almost a second faster than Rower. Absolutely incredible. 7:22 Hawks, 7:33, sorry, I really need to remember that this is going to take a while to update. 7:33. Hawk is a whole win ahead of Nix. Morioka in third. Just 2 points behind Nix. This could be really interesting. And then Rower. So Hawk's in a very good position. The top four looks settled. I don't think Fun is going to be able to overtake any of these. But that top four is a fight. Hawk has to keep playing well. Certainly has a good lead right now, but can't afford to make any major mistakes. But I can't see Hawk in this position. Rower has fallen back a little bit and Hawk is right behind. So Hawk not in a great position. Morioka versus Nix is the big fight that we have to be watching. Nix in second right now. Just overtaken a little bit by Fun and Oli Keo. Morioka really hoping that anyone can get in front of Nix, while Morioka still takes the win. Nix needs to get the PayPal out a little bit here if they want to stay in the game. 2 points ahead. Looks like Morioka's going to be going into this next section in second place. Hawk has made an absolute fantastic comeback, but Morioka takes the win. Astounding time with a 56.07 in that round. Oli Keo in second, Hawk in third, Rower in fourth, Nix in fifth. So Hawk, damage limitation after a bit of a dodgy middle time, losing quite a bit of speed in one section. Morioka's now up into second. Hawk still has a good chunk of lead as we go into this final round on the penultimate map. Nix is in third now. Rower versus Nix, 6 points in it. Then 8 points to Morioka and less than 30 points to Hawk. Again, Hawk needs to have a good run. Third place was really good damage limitation there, especially after the start we saw Hawk have, falling behind just after this section in the middle. Rower out in front, Nix and Rower fighting right now for this place. Where is Morioka? Morioka's fallen back. Somebody's had a crash, but Hawk's still there. Spar's in it as well. Oli Keo could be stealing points from players, because remember, Oli Keo is kind of out of this fight right now, but fighting with fun for the 5th place. Quincy taps the inside. Rower's had an absolute crash apparently. Hawk is still there. Where is Nix? I see them in second or third place. Danny's in a decent position. Morioka's doing okay, but not as well as we've seen with some incredible times. Fun takes the win, followed by Oli Keo. So the fight between Fun and Oli Keo goes on down in that 5th place position, but they're not going to be able to get up to Rower. That's just too big of a chunk. Danny's still in that fight, and as is Aber, I would say. Those guys here, from 5th to 8th, they're having a fight. These guys 1st to 4th, they're having a fight. What are we on for this final round? Okay, this is the final round on the final map. I forgot that the counter of finishes and attempts counts the warm-up. It's nice that that counts my rounds for me, though. On board with Morioka, who's looking to hopefully secure this second place and maybe get closer to Hawk. It's only 2 points in it. Rower has fallen down a little bit. 15 points, I think, there. Quick maths. But Rower out in the lead. Morioka in second. Going wide for more speed onto that blue. A few people going inside. Doesn't seem to make too much of a difference unless you can really carry it. But it's whatever you're more comfortable with. Are you more comfortable going close to the wall, or are you more comfortable with your dirt turning inside dirt ability? Rower having a great run at this map so far. Should be able to hold this, but Morioka's going to do fantastically to not let that get too far ahead. The top 3 reversed pretty much. Top 4 all in the top 4, so not much changing between them. Rower in first, Morioka in second, Hawk third, then Nix, Danny, Fun, Quincy, Emix, Oli Keo, Heck, Shocker, Aber, Snecht, Taketsu, Spar, Ruffy. Looking at the points overall, we've got 803 for Hawk, 777 for Morioka. Nix is in third, just 7 points behind. It is really close. Hawk has come into this, nearly had big problems, coming 10th on one of the rounds while Morioka won. But Morioka really only just overtook the other people. Rower, even with that win in the end, not enough to stay up after the full bonk of the round before. And here we go onto the final map. Number 23, A Christmas Miracle by Triple Shoot. The world record is 55.26 by Dark. It's a tech track. Let's see how these players do. Realistically, everyone at the very top in this top 4 fight that we're watching has been good on everything. You have to be. There's no way you can be bad on one map and still be here. The players that have been bad on one map, like Oli Keo, Fun, Danny, Aber, that have had one map out, they're further down. This map completely unchanged, as you'd kind of expect from Tech. Tech is usually built in a competitive style. The only times I guess it's not is if there's just a bad checkpoint. It looks like a full run through here. Some of these players are just incredibly good at reading text. The fast learn on tech, it's really good. Playing the True Talent Cup for the first time ever a couple of weeks ago, that was incredible. Watching people fast learn that. Somehow stayed in there for 2 maps, which I was very impressed by. Campaign maps, if campaign maps were good. Ooh, that's a risky finish up there then. You're going to need some speed because these guys are coming in fast and not making it. You are going to need some speed for that speed check. Let's see how it goes. Reminder that Hawk is in first, Morioka in second, Nyx in third. Rower in fourth is really what we're looking at. The people that can fight for that top place, 50 points separating those. Then a big drop off of 60 points down to Fun. Really not going to be able to get up to overtake Rower, but there's a great fight down to 8th. Then the fights are hit and miss. A lot of points between everybody else as they are further down by this point. And they're going to struggle to overtake, really, without fighting for the win on each run. Morioka out front, Rower up there. Let's take a look where Nyx is. Still in a good position, and our top 4 overall are our top 4 on the final map. That's what we like to see, but Quincy's popping his head in there. Taking a peek at getting a good run. Nyx not the greatest run onto the grass. Danny's catching up a little bit. Can we get a turn around? Rower out in front still. Hawk in third there. Morioka's in second. Quincy has a bit of a wobble. Loses a bit of speed, but it's not too bad. How are we looking for this jump into the finish? Nyx has missed the finish! Going in for, I think, 12th or 13th place there. Nyx should be able to take. Danny also missed the finish. Oh, the scenes. So close to making it over. Somehow doesn't make it. Just not quite fast enough. Wow. That's big for the overall. Rower catches up and overtakes. But it's going to take a lot for Rower to be able to take this second place because Morioka needs to crash as well for Rower, really, to jump. Or to just be slightly behind for a few rounds. Watching Nyx. Nyx now needs to make the comeback. Still has the points. It's close. It's only 2 points between the two of them. Hawk needs to stay. Hawk and Morioka can stay consistent and they'll be fine. But Rower and Nyx are absolutely fighting for this place right now. And look at them. Bumper to bumper in this fight. Nyx has a fantastic turn through there, but Rower exits with more speed. How are they through the grass section? Nyx close on the early, gets a bit more, but loses a little bit of speed in the process, but still good on the exit. Rower's lost quite a bit of speed. Nyx hits a wall and goes wide and hits a wall. Morioka in second place, Hawk and Rower. So Nyx not in a great position, might miss the finish as well. We're going back to Nyx. Nyx has missed the finish, not doing well on this map. Rower absolutely has grasped it, and Nyx, it's going to be a tough mental fight to stay in this one. 56-30 and a 56-39 from Rower. Now going to be taking quite a convincing lead over Nyx. And Hawk, second place, really solidifying that first place at the minute. Only Rower gaining 3 points on Hawk. That's not going to do much in the overall. But look at that jump in third and fourth place. Rower looking at that podium right now. And Nyx could slip away from them at the last second. Here we go to round 3. We're going to stay on Nyx. Seems to be the best place to be. Fighting back and forth. Has different lines, Nyx. Seems to come in tighter but then have less speed on the exit, which hasn't mattered too much. It's pretty balanced on this one. except for a couple of corners like that where you lose a bit more. But like here goes way more on the inside, and it's okay. Rower up front, trying to make something work to overtake Morioka. Morioka behind Hawk again. Rower really hoping that somebody else can get in between them. But just winning, that's all you can do. All you can control in this game is whether you win. Nix has done alright, coming in 6th, losing places to Rower. It's going to be difficult. Rower's flying. 3 wins in a row. A 55.86. That is a flying time. A 55.26, the hunted time by Dark. So being half a second, 0.6 away from the world record, that's big. That is very big. How are we for the overall then? Hawk still in convincingly in 1st. Morioka in 2nd. Rower making moves now. Nix a little bit more out of the equation. 30 points behind. That's going to be difficult for Nix to come back with Rower playing this well. And now I think the top 3 is settled at this point. Outside of that, we've got players fighting for the top 10. People are fighting around the bottom. We will say congratulations on to everybody, because it's not just about the top people. We always look at the world records. We always look at the people that are winning the tournaments. Who's crashed there? That looked like Merved. Hawk, Quincy, Morioka at the front. Abba's still in there. Nix is having a good run. Where's Rower gone? Rower's just crashed. Hawk's gone as well. Hawk and Rower crash. Morioka, Nix might bring this back. If Nix can make it into the finish, Morioka's going to make an absolute move on Hawk here. As I was saying that top 3 might be wrapped up, Nix should come back into this if they can make it into the finish. They do. Where is Rower? Where is Hawk? Rower in 6th, fantastic damage control. Where did Hawk come? 13th, losing a lot of points in there. A lot of points to Rower as well. 8 points to Rower. And to Morioka, what? 20 points to Morioka. That's going to be super close. Look at that. 20 points. That puts Morioka right behind Hawk. Oh, this is getting good. Here we go. You can wrap up a 1st place and immediately the game bites back and says, nah. You're going to have it still on. Nix is still towards the back, despite having a great run at it. Still about 30 points behind, because Rower just fantastic there. Needs to reset the mental though, Rower. Let's get on board with Rower. Rower and Hawk, big crashes. Reset your mental. Rower must have had a good 2nd half, so still could be feeling good about this. But you just got to stay calm. You just got to take what you get sometimes with these sort of things. You know, the best, like I say, the best you can do is drive your best, and you can't do anything about what anybody else does. Oh, Rower has a massive crash. Hawk is out in the lead. Where's Morioka? Morioka's had a massive crash as well. Where's Nix? Towards the back of this section. Let's get on board with fun. All of our top guys except for Hawk have had a crash. Hawk's up the front, fighting with Abba for the 1st place. Get on board with Danny, who's had a crash as well. Morioka's coming back. Rower, where's anybody? Let's watch Rower on the comeback. Rower flying into the finish to try and take some points back. Just behind Nix. So Hawk takes the win after nearly losing the overall to Morioka. Morioka has an absolute mare of a round and is outside, or in 15th place, sorry. Just missed him on the bottom, coming in there. Rower's in 11th. Wow. Wow, wow, wow for that round. Look at that. There's only 2 points between Hawk and Morioka, or 3 points between Hawk and Morioka. And then that happens in that round. This is wild. Do we have a tiebreaker? Because, I mean, it could happen at the minute. Anything at the minute feels like it could happen. On board with Rower to start off this round. We have 2 rounds left of regulation. probably won't be a tiebreaker, but hey, you build it up, don't you? Hawk and Roa up the front. Let's drop back to Morioka, who is in third. Again, we see all of our top guys. I've just seen Nick's not far off the pace in this bunch. Mervd's here, coming up to the corner where Mervd crashed last round, just after this exit on the next corner. Should make it safely through here, though. Does indeed. It goes really, really narrow to avoid hitting into that wall. Roa, Hawk, Morioka, all staying together. Each one of them needs another one to crash. Roa has a bit of a wobble. Morioka nearly hits that wall. They're all getting so tight. They need this. At some point, you have to look behind you and say, that guy's in my rearview mirror. And you have to take a push for it. But can you? Hawk takes the win. Morioka in second. Roa in third. As they stand, only extending the gaps between them by 3 points apiece. Mervd comes in fourth. That's going to be an interesting fight. Mervd versus TJ now. TJ losing some points, doing much better. So Mervd pulling himself up. Interesting fight down there for 14th, 15th place. Good chunk of difference between all the players now, but it's still all to play for. There are points. Hawk looks like he's got it wrapped up, but technically Morioka wins. Hawk doesn't get any points. Could happen. Oh, Morioka's hit the inside corner right off the back of the start, and Hawk's right up at the front. Can Roa make this? Roa needs the full 30 pretty much over Morioka to get into the second place. So it's like Roa's going to need it. Where is Morioka? Let's watch Morioka pull through the pack here, overtaking Danny. Back and forth with Danny. Roe is the next victim. Gets a little bit of a bad bounce. Danny slow onto the grass. Morioka pulls through. Hawk. Roa's fallen back slightly. Morioka now on the tail of Roa. If they've got their skins on, they'll be able to see that. Mervd out front. Hawk pulling in for second place by the looks of things. Abba takes second, actually. Hawk in third, then Roa, then Morioka. Morioka, absolutely incredible comeback from that touching the wall at the start. Making sure that it can't happen. Coming only one place behind Roa. What a race to the finish. That was incredible. Thank you, everybody who organised it. Let's go through everybody who played. Hawk, congratulations for your win. Wait, I need to wait for everything to flick over for the end of the round before I do this. Add the points. Add the points. Do it. Because I'm going to have to be very quick. In first is Hawk. In second is Morioka. Followed by Roa in third. That makes up your podium. Then Nix, Fun, Abba, Danny, Roe, Olikio, Spa, Heck, Quincy. Damn it. Spa, Heck, Quincy, TJ, Tuksetsu, Kenzia, Ruffy, Fast. I've got no idea. Hooli. Apps, damn it. Everyone's leaving. Everyone's leaving the server. I've got no idea who did what. Thank you to everybody who played. Congratulations to our winners. Congratulations to everyone who had fun, because that's what it's all about. Thank you to Terra for organising this. Thank you to Arian for generally bringing the Trackmania Competitive Centre back. It's been so cool. I love these sorts of events so much. These are the sort of things that make me want to play this game and make me want to get better at playing this game. Are the points still there? They are. Hooli, then Apps, Johnny Boy comes in 18th, Snocker, Elking, Revek, Wops, Looklin, Sage, ZR8, AFL, Milk, Nava, Nexogger, myself with only 6 points, but I stopped playing after the first map because it's so much cooler to commentate. Blummy, Carriols, and thank you, Ariane, for your organising of everything in other places. Terra, thank you for organising this one. Head over to the Discord, the link is in the description. Check out all the other events that are going to be going on. This is the second event of 6 events for the TMNF event series. We hope you very well enjoyed it. Let me know if there's anything better I can do for the commentary, if there's anything I need to read up on, because I commentate a lot of different things. I know how to commentate, but I don't know how to commentate this game, and I'm not very good at it. So if there is anything that I can do better, please let me know. in the comments and all of that. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of those sort of things. And we'll see you for the next event. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I'm sure it will be great and fun.